Hello, my friend. Have you ever gone silent when it mattered most? Walked away from a conversation only to think, oh God, why did I say that? Or just felt like your message got completely lost in translation? Well, you are not alone and you're in the right place. Welcome to Breaking Bad Communication, where we challenge the habits, headspace, and hangups that keep you from being heard. My name is Kathy Riley, communication strategist, founder of the Clarity Code, and your guide with over 25 years in the courtroom and another 15 as a business owner, speaker, and trainer. This podcast is your real world playbook for mastering tough conversations, building unshakable confidence, and showing up with the kind of clarity that changes everything from boardrooms to break rooms to your own backyard. Put your seatbelt on, my friend, because we are gonna break bad together. And I'm super excited to have Miss Meg join us. Meg Bucaro. Did I say that? Bucaro.
Yep.
Bu-
Either one is good.
oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. She is a communication strategist, keynote speaker, and author who helps high achieving professionals speak with clarity, confidence, and impact. She blends research, relatable stories, humor, and a no BS approach, which I love, to help people stop overthinking their words and start communicating with purpose. Meg partners with leaders across corporate environments, transportation, law enforcement, legal and financial associations, higher education, and mission driven women leadership organizations. Anywhere communication really matters and where people want to show up stronger. Her book, and I got to say, I love the title, Put Your Big Girl Pants On and Other Power Moves to Increase Influence, and her digital course, Unshakable, have helped many driven women speak up with more intention and less apology. When she's not on stage or coaching professional, Meg is juggling three teenagers, plenty of caffeine, and her personal mission to make confident communication feel human, doable, and sometimes even fun. Please welcome Miss Meg. Woohoo!
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Oh, we're so excited because, quite honestly, Miss Meg, you speak my language. You speak my language. It is so important that we as humans out there at work and at home and just living every day that we improve we communication is the cornerstone to our happiness. At the end of the day, it really, really is. It's tied. So, okay, starting question for you.
Yes.
Okay, your work challenges people to rethink how they show up, how they think, speak, and lead. What's the truth most people are afraid to admit about the way they currently communicate, and why does it matter more that they then realize it?
I think it is mostly that they don't think much about it unless there's some massive event or discussion, conversation, some super stressful, elevated interaction. They don't think about it. But we, go around our day, like 80% of our waking hours is spent in some form of communication. And then, like, the research says that, like, only 10% of that is done intentionally. So I think most people just don't think about
Oh.
it. Like, we're running around on autopilot because it's easy. Like, part of it protects us. So we don't have to be 100% on all the time. So I get
Mhm.
it. Like, our brain, there's plenty of research talks about why our brain does that and it protects us and it's wonderful until we are so comfy cozy in our everyday default mode that we don't think about really how we show up. And it could be just walking into a room for a meeting. It could be just putting our camera on for a video call. So, I think a lot of people kind of take that for
Oh.
granted.
So if I hear this correctly, it's that we're not thinking about it. We don't care. We get into that default that we just don't care how we're communicating, right?
Well, I think it can be we don't care. It can also be we're so overwhelmed with 100 other things that's like, I do all right. Like, I worked with clients that are like, I do okay, but their boss hired me to work with them. So I was like, well, there's a reason we're here. Right? Like, So part of it is just like what's all on their plate. And it's like, well, I do okay. So I don't need to really think about that.
Yeah, well, we get comfortable, right?
Yeah.
Because we're so busy doing so many different things, especially at work in the work environment, right? That
Mhm.
that we just kind of and we just get comfortable, if not lazy. And that's what I mean more about like not caring because it
Yeah.
is not a priority.
Right. Right.
So
Yeah.
we
It's
just
not.
kind of roll with it.
Right. Like I do okay, or like, there's only an issue when I have to speak in front of people and I try to avoid it. So it's okay. You know what I mean? Like it's just kind of
Yeah.
navigating the jungle gym, the obstacle course of like, I hate second guessing myself. So, but it only happens like in this meeting and I have those once a month. Right. So it's almost like juggling the priorities.
Yeah. So what's one thing? So we start paying attention when it blows up, right? When something happens. What's one thing our audience can do to step into and, up level, just enough, not overthink it, right? But
Yeah.
what's one little thing that we can do?
So I always tell my clients, and this is so easy and it takes just a couple seconds while you can be doing anything else, which is how I like to roll because I like to be efficient with my time, right? And that is proactively think about how you want to show up in the form of 1 to 3 adjectives, no more. So I want you to think of 1 to 3 adjectives. When I started my business and I had babies at home, it was really important for me to show up professionally. That I was not going to answer the phone while I have a kid on my hip and I'm juggling a grocery store bag. Like that was an adjective for me. I'm like, I will show up professional. So then what are the decisions I have to make on how I show up linked to that adjective, right? So some people, they want to show up kind, they want to show up powerful, they want to show up confident, they want to show up competent, they want to show, right? There's all these things. So I would just say think of between 1 and 3 adjectives of how you intentionally want to show up. When people see your face or your name, what do you want them to think of?
Whoa, mic drop. Mic drop. Because who out there, as you're listening to this, of course you can think of 1 to 3 adjectives to describe yourself. The hard part is, okay, what are those what do you truly want to be known for? Right? And I would say for people who are overthinkers, whatever it is, this month, this quarter, it can be different next quarter,
Yeah.
whatever. But think about today, how do you want to show up?
Yeah, and it can even differ it like timing, like you said, but it can also differ depending on who you're dealing with. So, like, okay, in this meeting with these people, I want to show up confident because I never get time. They don't seem to call on me when I have something to say. Like, I want, so in that meeting, how are you going to walk into the room? How are you going to greet others? How are you going to speak to others? Where's your eye contact? What is your body doing in this meeting? Right? Like there's all these decisions. Once you decide on that adjective in that situation, there's a waterfall of decisions then you get to make. I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't think about that before.
So, oh, you're telling me that how you walk into a room and your body posture is important when you want to be seen as confident?
Yes, it speaks way before your mouth ever opens.
I love that. Expand on that for us, please.
So obviously we've all heard there's a ton of research. We hear all about first impressions. We hear a lot about like often misquoted studies about body language. But the fact of the matter is it creates social perception. Whatever our body
Mm.
is doing or not doing is creating a message. And I always say, don't you want to be in the driver's seat of that message? Because people are perceiving you in a certain manner, whether you know it or not. And so there's judgments being made, and it could be like, oh, I like them, or like they're difficult to work with, or I don't like that, look she's got on her face, or I'm kind of nervous, or it could be just a myriad of things, or
Mhm.
wow, they're really competent. I didn't think about, that comment they made. great. But, how you say it, or if you really believe, because Kathy, I listened to your podcast and I know you say your voice carries your belief.
Yeah.
And as we were talking briefly earlier, your body carries your belief. So
Yeah.
people pick up on that before you ever open your mouth.
Yes. I talk about the 7-Eleven rule. And do you know the 7-Eleven rule?
Vaguely.
So in the first 7 seconds of meeting someone, they have made 11 unconscious decisions about you. They have. And,
Yeah.
I'm a speaker, I'm a trainer, right? And I go out and I meet people as an entrepreneur. So I'm constantly meeting people to grow my business. So first impressions, they say they matter. Yeah, they really matter because they're already making decisions whether, how did she show up? Is she, she in sweats? Does she have makeup on? Is she smiling? Right? What's her energy? What's her
Yeah.
breath? Is her face all flushed? What's going on? So knowing all of that, it then, especially as an introvert, because there's a lot of my audience that are introverts, and it's okay. We people, we're together.
Yeah.
It's awesome. But how you physically, energetically, spiritually, and that inner dialogue, what I call the itty bitty shitty committee. So that all that all matters.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
because
big.
it transforms into your body.
Yeah, absolutely. And people are judging you based on that, period. So, what can we do about it?
Yeah.
And the thing is, it doesn't have to be overwhelming. Like, it doesn't have to be, oh, great. Now you're going to give me 22 steps. No, like, if you're just like already thinking you're overwhelmed, thinking about, well, what does this mean? And how can I concentrate on one thing? What do your shoulders do? Where are your
Mhm.
shoulders? Like, I've seen a lot of Vanessa Van Edwards, who does those, I think it's the Science of People. And she said, put your shoulders back as if you have a cape on. Okay. So
Yeah.
so then that takes a millisecond to go, oh, cape. Right? Like, this does not have to be hours and hours and hours of thinking and rethinking and video watching and what do I like, put a cape on. Like, so just little things that we don't normally think about, but tie it to your adjective and see what your body needs to do.
Oh, that's so good. And I love the superhero pose because there's a chemical change that actually happens within your body. And I forget how long you're supposed to hold it. So, do you remember? Do you know?
Yeah, it's like 2 minutes.
2 minutes, right? So you sit there with your hands on your hips, you stand tall, shoulders back, head up, and just sit there and breathe, right?
Yeah.
And you're kind of letting go of all the insanity and just saying, I'm awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, because the voice in our head is, I would argue, the most powerful tool in the how of how we show up. Because if I'm sitting here thinking, I don't belong here, when are they going to find out? I don't know anything. Oh my gosh, that's going to show up. That is going to leak out of me. We know that our inner thoughts and attitudes leak out of us in body language. So, what are we doing up here? Right. So, just to have that moment of like, wait a minute, I can do this. Like, I always say go focus on facts, not feelings in that moment. Like, the facts
Oh.
are, I'm prepared. The facts are, I have 22 years experience in this. The facts are, my boss, who I respect, asked me to be here. There's a reason for that. The facts are, right? So it's like we all have those moments because we're human beings, but then know what tool you need to pick up when you're in that moment, right? Like, facts versus feelings. Concentrate on the facts in that moment just to lift you up. Because if you can change what's going on in here, this will change as well.
Oh, that's so powerful, my friends. Hear this. Please, please focus on the facts, not the feelings. And it's super powerful. So that's one of the reasons why I do a lot of conflict resolution and talking about how do you navigate conflict and all of that. Well, after 25 years being in a courtroom, I mean, what do you think attorneys do? They focus on the facts, not the feelings. And that's how you get a jury to listen to you and build that know, like, and trust because we're talking about the facts. Yes, it navigates into feelings, but
Sure.
it's not your feelings that are pushing the facts, right? It's the
Right.
facts that are pushing the feelings.
Right. And sometimes we need a reminder because we're in our
Yeah.
feelings, right? So it's like, wait a minute, wait a minute. When I feel this, what are the facts? Like, tell me what the facts are.
Yeah. Oh, that's so powerful. That is so powerful. Okay, so for the listeners, if you are liking what you're hearing, be sure to subscribe. Subscribe and share this with your friends because this is only going to get better with Miss Meg here. It's only going to get better. Okay. So I have a bit of a disruptive question for you.
Hey.
Do you think most people today are over communicating or under communicating?
Mm. I'm definitely gonna be like a well, like it depends. It depends on so much. Like all that makes up our communication style. It could be like our birth order. It can be, our zodiac sign. Like, I mean, there's so much in that, right? However, I think the common denominator is when we are not intentional, either one of that, like either side of that continuum can be very damaging for us. So
Mhm.
the talking in circles because we think we're better explaining it is really damaging our, people, our credibility. It's like get to the point, state your point, state it confidently, move on, right? Instead of that. And then another thing, and
Yeah.
saying the same thing over and over and over again, which I would say is over communication, right? Under is like not speaking up when you know you have valuable things to say, but you're a little intimidated, right? So like I think that happens often, and research proves that it happens more often to women than men. And when men are in the majority, women speak like 75% less. I mean, it's just insanity. But we've all been there. I've been there and I speak on this. So it's like, part of it's just being human. So I think, generally speaking, like all of us could have a tendency for either. So I think it's
Yeah.
just really important to know, okay, I'm going into this side of the continuum. I got to bring myself back, and being aware of that, I think is so important.
Yeah, the moderation thing. Just like everything else in this world in life as being a human, right? We love our sugar, we love our caffeine. It's all
Yeah.
about I love my wine, right? But it's all about moderation when it comes
Yep.
to each and everything and over explaining or under explaining. I love that you said that. I love that you said that. Oh, wait. What okay. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on this.
Uh-oh.
Um What's a word or a phrase you wish people would stop saying in conversations or in presentations that they're putting out there?
Well, I am really into efficiency. So I wish people would stop stating their point 14 times before they move on. Right. I mean,
Ah.
I have family members that we talk about this, and it is right where I think one of your episodes, Kathy, you talked about your attorney person who spoke very slowly, like the pace was
Oh.
painfully slow. And sometimes it's when like we've got the point, let's move on, right? And not that I'm trying to rush anybody, but if you look at an ideal, how to structure a point, how to structure an idea for it, for ease of other people's ears, you make a point, you might illustrate it with a story, right? You might relate it to the person. There might be some facts involved you need to cite here, there, and then it's that. But describing it 14 different times, I'm like, like I start to get hives. Like, yeah, I got that. Okay, what's the next point? I'm also not known to be the most patient human being on the planet, so that I try to work on the regular as well. So I don't know that there's a specific phrase that just lights me up, but kind of the structuring of it, like, yes, you said your point. I think it sometimes demonstrates like a lack of self awareness or sometimes a lack of restraint or a lack of respect for people's time, depending on the exact situation.
Yeah. Yeah, working with attorneys as long as I have, um, I completely understand what you're saying. But it's funny because oftentimes, especially like in depositions or the courtroom or things like that, people, the question to rephrase the question is important. I think as somebody who's listening, if something's being said and you don't understand it, we need to be empowered enough to say, can you say that in a different way?
Yeah, absolutely. And not being afraid or intimidated too, which depending on the situation, of course. But I do think there's things we can do where I like to say that we build our communication toolbox or toolkit before we ever need it. So if there's phrases that like when you're in a meeting with this group or this person, and man, you wish you had the perfect phrase, but you don't say anything because in that moment you don't know what to say and you have. But if you come up with a phrase or two or three or whatever it might be, like, I wish I could say this, but a little bit more professional. Well, guess what? Go tinker with ChatGPT or whatever. When you're having a glass of wine after work or whatever it is, and settle on a phrase you're comfortable with and put it in your toolkit. So then when that opportunity presents itself, you don't have to waste time going, oh, I don't know if I should say something. You just go, which tool, which tool, which tool, this one, and you're ready for it. I always say, don't let the first time you say something that's like impactful like that, or maybe a tense situation, the first time you say it should not be when everybody hears it, because you should know it, kind of practice it, hear yourself say it, before it actually
Mm.
lands and it matters. So I think there's things, we can do, but also knowing we're not going to be perfect all the time. We're not going to have the perfect response. We're human, and that is okay. And we learn from it and we move on.
Oh, this is so good. So let me ask you this. Is there a phrase that you use that's in your toolkit that you have a tendency to pull out working with? Oh, I see the head shaking. You guys, the head shaking. So lay it on us, sister.
Well, this is more personal. So
Okay.
I am known by most people in my life. Like, you'll get the truth from me. I will be kind about it. I will be right, like to my people, but I'm not going to agree with you if I don't agree. Right. And so sometimes I'll hear, like, well, blah, blah, blah. Even with politics, right? Like, I can have conversations about politics. I'm not afraid to have
Mhm.
conversations, whatever. But a phrase that I have in my toolkit is some variation of, I understand that is how what that's your experience or that is how you're feeling, but I have to let you know that's not been my experience. So it kind of says, like, I don't agree with you, but I'm going to let you have that. Like, I can respect that you are telling me these things. I do not agree. Right? So it's easier to say some variation of that when I already have said it a few times and it's in my toolkit.
So I love that. I love that because one of the things that I say, especially because I'm married to an attorney who likes to, he's a litigator, right? So he argues his point, and his family's from New York, so they like to argue. You talked about, iterations over and
Yeah.
over again. He's really good at that. But it's like I hear you, I understand you, and I don't agree with you.
Right.
So, and that's what usually it's just like, well, and I'm like, I hear you. I understand you. I get it. I get it. I just don't agree with you.
Yeah. Don't mistake that for I agree. Because it's sometimes like, yeah, and then this, nah, and I was like,
Do I know? But do I know?
I understand what you're saying. That has not been my experience.
Yes, I like that that has not been in my experience. That is such a good tool to put. I'm writing this one down, guys. That not my experience. You guys, if you're writing this down too, unless you're driving, be safe. You can, listen to this again. That's so powerful. I mean, one of the mistakes, so I wanted to talk about a mistake that's commonly made right now, and this isn't where I saw us going, but it's here, and I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
And it's a mistake I see in most humans, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that we don't know how to agree to disagree. And
Yeah.
you agree with that?
Yeah, I think we're not good at it. I think, and I think some of this is reflective of division, which we've become a lot more accustomed to. And yes, we can throw politics in there. That's not the only circumstance where there's division. So it's not just that. But I also think some of it in just so three teenagers, right?
Mhm.
And we live outside of Chicago. So Illinois was locked down virtual for many years. And, it's like, okay, we moved on, let's move past it. Yes. And I teach speech communication in higher ed. So I see it in my house and outside of my house that many times in that situation when there is a difference of opinion, it's a little bit easier when you are sitting across from each other in person and you can say like, well, I don't know, you can use body language to soften it, or like, well, what do you mean by that? Or but we shifted to this, like, what do they call the courageous keyboarders? Right, like, keep your courage.
I haven't heard that. Yeah.
Yeah, where it's like,
Yeah.
well, I'm going to tell them like, and there's ways to do that in the way. So I think it's a big medley of things. I don't think we have been good at prepping ourselves and this next generation of like, it's okay to disagree. It I think it just feels so icky because people don't know how to do it respectfully, right? So it's like, nah, I just don't. I mean, I have met so many women, they're like, nah, they just literally move themselves away when two people are like, well, I don't understand. Tell me more. Like, why would you say that? And it's like, oh, like they're allergic to it. It's like, well, this is healthy. What? Be respectful, and
Yeah.
like name calling is never going to be okay. And you know what I mean? Like all the things, but it doesn't have to be that egregious and gross. And there's ways to do it. And there's a ton of resources to figure out what feels comfortable for you. But you don't just have to agree with everything or walk away, or like, it's okay to disagree and have an opinion. You're worthy of your opinion, right?
Yeah. And I think, so tell me, how often are you leaning into telling people to get curious, say to gain clarity? We talk a lot about clarity and understanding, because you can get clear and you can understand without agreeing. So what if we would start, teaching more humans to get curious about, that's an interesting perspective. Tell me more about that. Right?
So,
What? Go
yeah,
ahead.
sorry, I'm jumping the gun. I'm so excited
You
about
know,
this
yes.
I think part of it is I don't necessarily think that we're not curious. I think people have plenty of questions in their head, but I don't think they're confident in the tools, the communication tool, the phrase, or the specific question to let it fly out of their mouth. So I feel like we just need to give them a list of like 100, like, here's a list I should put that as like my next PDF that's like white paper,
Yeah.
like free downloadable, like use these tools. So for example, as I mentioned, I teach in higher education, and a couple weeks ago, it's always this point of the semester where people are starting to fall off a little bit. I got a few students, I haven't seen assignments in a little while. So I reach out to them, and for years now, I'm like, what? They're not, like, no one's responding. What? Well, I realized they didn't know how to say, I need help. I need a little extra
Oh,
support. My personal life is in shambles right now. I've got some things going on at home that I don't want to tell you about, but that's the reason. And so what happened is I put in my email that was checking in with them, like, I know you have facts. I have not seen assignments come in from you. I'm here to support your success. If you're having some challenges right now, I do not need to know the details. But if you send me an email or text that says, this point of the semester is a lot right now, I will know what that means. And I will reach out to you, and we will set up a Zoom call, and you and I will figure out how to get you to succeed in this class.
mm,
So many students responded, this semester feels like a lot right now. And that's all they would say. So I had to give them the actual phrase that they could use. They needed the help. They wanted the help, they didn't know how to ask. And so I think I think we have curiosity. I don't think we have the tools to be confident enough to spit it out.
Oh, that is good. So as a, as a communicator, as a leader, if you're, let's just say your team is not responding, maybe your family's not responding, something's going on, giving them permission to then ask for help, to say, I'm here for you.
Yeah, what's the common goal? Like, I'm a teacher, you're a student. I'm here to help you succeed. Now, you have to do the work, right? Like, I'm not doing the
Right?
work for you, but I'm here to help you succeed. If everything's not okay and I've had students with incredible stories that I never would have known had I not reached out or they did not respond. I mean, parent death, paying mortgages of their parents, working full time overnight, coming to school during the day. And, back in the day, it was like, well, this is why not everybody goes to college. Like, you're not doing the assignments. Well, hold on. If they have the phrases to say, I need help, that's a whole different level of interaction and, quite frankly, success then eventually for the student.
I love that. So you give them the framework, you give them permission, and you give them grace
Yeah.
so that they can ultimately succeed.
Yes. And there are some times where whatever's going on is just not in, like, this is not going to work. I literally just got off a Zoom call with a student and I was like, no, you can take me next semester. Like, it's just because of this stuff. And he's like, I know. I'm like, I get you're disappointed, but logically, you got to understand. He's like, no, I understand. So yes, I want to help them succeed, but that does not mean everybody passes.
Right? And that's going back to focus on the facts, not the feelings. I feel
Exactly.
sorry for you.
Right.
You may be taking advantage of my feelings and the
Yeah.
grace. So let's focus on the facts, not the
Right.
feelings.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I love that. All right, so you guys, if you're listening, it's giving people, other humans, family, team members, clients, prospects, whatever, giving them the framework, right? And then permission.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
oh, I love that. I love that. Um, I know we're running out of time. Okay, you talk a lot about clarity, and it building confidence and modeling confidence. Can you just expand a little bit more on that? The audience knows I talk a lot about it, but it's always fresh to hear from another expert.
Yeah. So years ago, I read a book that I always know the title of. Like, hold on. I'm like, wait a minute. The Confidence Code. And it's like
Yes.
the art and science, right? And it had a lot of great research about the gender gap of confidence. And research now is saying that that's closing, which is great. But that ignited something in me because I was like, what? That's not fair because so many so much success, whether it's personal life or professional life, however we define it, has to do with showing up confidently. And if women just show up less confidently as a rule of thumb based on this research than men, I'm like, that's an unfair advantage. So how can we even this? Right. And I just
Yeah.
set myself on a mission to help women. Like, all right, what is it? It's our inner voice. Great. Body language. Well, if you don't feel it and these are the facts and not feelings, and we're still going to put our cape on, right? Like, we're still going to. So it just set ablaze like this passion in me. And so come to find out, women's brains are designed to be able to multitask and think of multiple things all at once. It's a gift, it's a curse, it's everything in between. But sometimes if we aren't clear, meaning twofold, our inner dialogue is not clear. Like, I don't know, should I apply for this? I'm not sure because this, and I don't know, and I feel this, and then, it's a little wish-washy. And then we show up that way with a lack of confidence. So part of it is clarity in here. And then that kind of leads to, all right, I'm confident because I have a clear idea in my head. It's like learning math, at least for me, right? Like I don't fully understand why this has to happen this way. It's like, oh yeah, you carry the, I'm like, but why? Right? Like once I understand the why, like I can do those problems, but I want to understand it. So once you understand what that clarity is, like what's the thing, what's the question, where should you be, what's the adjective, like how do you want to show up? Like once you have that question, we just take a breath. We're like, oh, I understand it. Like now I know a little bit of algebra. I've got it, right? Like I can do other problems because I understand the
Yeah.
why. So I think clarity leads to confidence where it's clarity inside here, but then also when you're confident and you're presenting, whatever it is, your thoughts or ideas, if it's clear inside here, it's coming out clear too. So I think it's definitely related and so important for women in particular, I think.
Juicy. So getting clear at the foundation of everything, it's getting clear with the inner dialogue, with the things that we are saying to ourselves, understanding about ourselves, and maybe taking a step further and then doing a little bit more work to understanding why, like the algebra, like trying to say, okay, why, figuring that out, and then going, oh, now I get it.
Yeah. And so just like a really quick example that I think is so important for women in business. So as a speaker, it's very easy, a business owner, entrepreneur, whatever, it's very easy to compare ourselves and be like, oh, but I'm not speaking to 15,000 people at a blah, blah, blah auditorium. So I'm not successful. It's like, okay, my own medicine. What are the facts? The facts are I have fabulous clients who enjoy working with me. I help them. I love them. They're great. I am building a business. I have a degree in this. I have 20 years, right? And it's like, oh,
Yeah.
that is success. I'm going to keep pushing because I want to continue to push my goals. But like in here, it was clarity about this comparison. Like, oh, but I'm not this and they're great and I'm not. It's like, wait, what are the facts here? So then I get to be like, you know what? Achieved a level of success. Thank you very much. Like how I design it, how I define it. And I think that's so important.
Oh my goodness, this was so juicy, so juicy. This is us. So I understand you have a gift for our listeners.
Yes. So just a few months ago, I launched a super doable, made for busy women um, online course on demand. It's under 3 hours of content. It's 6 modules, under 30 minutes. And the first module is free. See if it
Oh.
resonates, see if you like. The link is down there. You get it immediately. It talks a lot about confidence and why it's important. And then leads to as the whole course. So what communication skills can we hone? What behaviors can we develop to help us show up to the best of our ability?
Oh, that's so good. All right, so as you're listening to this, look for the notes, right? You're going to have the link there, so click on it. Everybody, we all need to be taking this because, gaining that clarity with communication and leveling up your confidence, that's so important. And I forget the quote and who said it, but it resonates that your happiness is directly in relation to your ability to communicate. So
Yeah.
we have to improve this because damn it, we all want to be happy.
Yeah.
That's how
Yes, we do.
we just want to be happy. I want you to be happy. Meg, I want you to be happy. I want our audience to
You,
be happy. I know
yes,
Meg, you want everybody here to be happy. Come
yes,
on.
yes, indeed. Of course.
Let's up level that. Okay, so now we're going to shift gears just a tad and we're going to do a little popcorn style
Okay.
fun. So let's get to know you a little bit, Miss Meg. Don't
Okay.
overthink any of
Okay.
this.
Okay. Here we
Okay,
go.
don't overthink any of this. So, would you say you are a morning or night person?
Morning, hands down morning.
You like your sunrise? Is it sunrise? Are you early, or
Yeah,
just average?
generally speaking, I'm up in the before 5:30.
Okay,
So I'm up before the sun and I love it.
good. Oh, awesome. I've kind of been sleeping in this month, but generally, I'm with you there.
Yeah.
All right, are you a sweet or a salty girl?
I wish I could pick one, but I like both. It's like potato chips, French fries, tater tots, and then like M&M's, Nestle chocolate morsels, and like donuts. So it's like even. I wish I could pick one, but I love both.
So you don't discriminate. I get that. I love that.
And it's usually the sweet has to come after the salty.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? I hear you on that. Are you a coffee or a tea girl?
Tea.
Yes.
I wish I could get into coffee. It's like so readily available, but so is hot water, I guess. So we're okay.
Yeah. Well, I think coffee smells really good. The taste is just it doesn't sync up. So I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
All right. In talking with food and all of this, if you were to have a wonderful meal, would it be at home or at a restaurant?
Home.
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 Yeah.
My husband makes a mad steak on the grill. So that's what that is.
Oh yeah. I get it. I get it. Okay. So would you your choice here, beach or mountains?
Beach.
Beach calls to you more so?
Yeah. Beach calls, but you know what's funny? As I age a bit, my skin enjoys the sun less and less. So the dermatologist and I are like very good friends now. So
Yes.
I do love the beach, but with the caveat of like a swim shirt and a big hat.
Hat, big glasses, right?
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
it. All right. Books. So, reading, do you like the paper? You want a paper book or is it a Kindle?
Paper.
Love it.
I
Paper. Do
have
you go,
to,
yeah.
I gotta flip, I gotta feel it, I gotta put a bookmark. And that's like I always like to read fiction right before bed. And then if it's like motivational or business, I have to write notes in it. So I'll offset the carbon emissions from all that or something in other ways, but like I need a book.
No, I'm the same way. So I have the book at night and it's usually fiction, right? Something and then during the day it's like business. I try to focus, a little bit on education and business and yes, I write in them as well. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Um if you were to watch something, is it a movie or a series?
Series.
Yeah.
I just get into it. I really want to like know about all the development of the characters and yeah, series.
Oh, I love that. Are you a talker or a texter?
Oh, so what? Okay, this is a tricky question.
So do you do a phone call or would you
Okay, no,
rather
I
text?
text a ton more, but now a huge fan of the voice memos texting. So I don't know if
Ah.
I'm now more of a talker. You caught
Ah,
me in
okay.
limbo here, Kathy. I'm like transitioning right now to talking.
Yeah, see, and I'm more of a texter, but what I find like the audio, because when people send me the voice text, it's like I'm never in a place like I don't want everybody to hear it.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So I'm kind of like, can you transcribe that for me, please?
Yeah, true. Very true.
So So it's one of those, I hear you because it's really good to hear the tone, the tone of voice and all that's important. And
Yes.
oh, okay. Almost done. What's one food you refuse to eat?
Refuse to eat liver sausage. My mom
Oh,
forced it upon us growing up, and I will never forget it.
oh, my father did that liver and onions. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, no bueno. Not
I
good.
mean, not just
Okay,
liver, like sausage. Who does that? But anyway,
I
some
know,
people
right?
like it. No offense to any listeners who like it. It's just not my personal preference.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Okay, so last question. If you have you ever seen the movie Zoolander?
Yes.
Okay, so each of those characters had a walk-on song. So every time they entered the room, right, they had a walk-on song. And as somebody who actually speaks, right, we have a tendency to have a walk-on song for that. What is your walk-on song?
This sounds hilarious. I've thought about this question before. I love the positivity of the song All I Do Is Win by DJ Khaled.
All I do is when I got to look that one up.
Oh yeah, it's like rap, R&B rap. Yeah, it's just a
Okay.
pump up. It's like, let's go. Like we got this.
All right. I love that. I love that. Well, thank you so much for spending time with us here. It was
Thank you.
truly an amazing conversation, and there was just so much. There's just so much nuggets that were laid down here with your expertise. So we truly thank you for spending time with us.
Thank you. Thank you for the invite. And I appreciate your listeners' time. And I appreciate you. We always have a good time when we chat, Kathy.
We do. We do. It's been fun. So, thank you to the audience for tuning in to Breaking Bad Communication. If today's episode sparked a new perspective or gave you a tool that you can actually use, well, that's what we're here for. Remember, powerful communication is about saying more, it's about saying what matters with confidence, clarity, and purpose. And we just want to let you know we are here from you. So keep on showing up, speaking up, and let's keep breaking bad together. Thanks for tuning in.